What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode here of Radio Wigwam, Palangi Studio of Rock, every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 UK. Today we have Black Rock Candy, and I'm going to ask him where that band name came from. What's going on, everybody?
Hey,
Hi.
so happy to be here today. Thank you for having us.
Do you like rock candy?
Um, yes, we do. I mean, we used to sell it at our show sometimes, or just like have it. But yeah, our name. I wish we could have a better way of like saying, "Oh yeah, this is how it came up." But to be honest, we were really young. We were really young,
Okay.
and I was 14. My sister was 11, and we were like talking about, okay, what should we name our band? And at the time, we were like, Rock Candy. Yeah, that's cute. And then we were like, my someone else in the band was like, what about Black Roses? And I was like, ooh, that's a little darker. So we're like, let's just combine it. And then Black Rock Candy came about. So that's how that happened. And I wish, like I said, I wish it could have been a little bit more
I can see
planned.
it now. You have the dark and then the sweetness together.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
exactly. Yeah, we'll
I
say
get it
that.
now. I get
Yeah.
So how long have you guys been together? And
Um,
apparently I know you guys are sisters, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Me and Taylor actually started the band like 7 years ago, and we've had members switch in and out from then. And then we got Aaron about 4 years ago, and then Jordy joined a couple months ago. So altogether, to what we have right now, it's been a couple months.
Yeah.
So
Right.
was there somebody else that played the bass on your full record then?
Yes.
Yeah, so we had actually it was
Two.
kind of rough because bass players, I don't know what it is for our band, but we've never had a consistent bass player.
Hmm.
So when we were recording our album, we did have another female bass player, and then she left like mid-project. So we actually had some our producer fill in the rest of the
The
like
bass.
bass tracks. Yeah.
That
Um,
happens. I've had
which
that happen
probably
before.
not a lot of people know about, but yeah.
Bass players and drummers. Aaron, are you there?
I'm here.
He's like, I'm sticking around. So I watched some live footage of you, and I could tell you have a lot of technique. And we're talking a little bit about gear and teaching technique. Everyone teaches here, even me. We're all teachers.
Yeah. I love teaching.
Yo,
I'm
yeah.
also a substitute teacher, like on the side.
Okay.
Well, that's like that's really like where my main job is, I guess.
Okay.
Or super flexible, but yeah, we teach the same place, so we all work on Saturday for the most part. I think that Aaron might work more days, but yeah, so we teach all at the same place. It's called Rock Stars of Tomorrow, and it is a franchise like music school, and it's
Okay.
also where we record our music. So we kind of get like the best of both worlds. We get to teach and also get to do our music there.
Mhm.
And our producer is the one who owns it, like owns the franchise.
Oh, okay. All
So
right.
that's
You got
how
him
we
in
kind
there.
of got connected.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
cool.
So yeah, we were looking for a job. He was like, "Yeah, you guys can all like just teach," and so that's kind of how it happened. Yeah,
Might as
and
well. It's extra money and pays for
right?
gas wherever you guys are going.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so close to our house, so it just works out perfectly.
Shout out to Barbara too. She always sends me all these great leads, and I
Yeah,
listen to bands that catch my ear. And I think your recordings are really clean
thank you.
and classic rock, but modern mixed, which I
Yes,
like.
exactly.
And there's a lot of riffage going on too. And we'll talk to Aaron here about the drums here. What do you do? What do you do with the drums, man? What's your style? What's your background?
So my style is metal. Like that's where I came from. I came from being
Metal.
a drummer, like just a bench sevenfold. The bench sevenfold is my life. I got a poster of them behind me right here.
There you go.
So the Revv was my favorite drummer growing up. But when I joined this band, we started writing music. I had to become more this rock guy because the fills I was using, I had these really fast double kicks on a song that just did not, it just did not work out on that song.
Yep.
So I had to kind of change my style. So I went for kind of I feel like everybody kind of does this, but Dave Grohl kind of approach to it, Tommy Lee. But also with that, I'm a big fan of the new drummer for Avenged Sevenfold, Brooks Wackerman. He's just absolutely amazing. He's my biggest inspiration on the drums.
I hear
So I
like
use a lot
Hail
of
to the King kind of stuff too in there.
So yeah. Well, a lot of it's like that's like the Grohl part, that kind of just like basic kind of stuff. And then in our new songs, I was listening to a lot of, I don't know if you ever heard of the Stage or like their new album that they put out.
No.
But it's super technical kind of drumming. So I was like, well, I like that. And I think I can fit it into these songs without it being too much, right? I hear an opening here for a bell part, right? A
Yeah.
technical bell part. So that's kind of how I approach writing my drum parts is I keep it simple, but also add in interesting little things throughout. And I feel like that kind of adds to the song. So
It's funny because there's not. I mean, now I have a feeling that there's a little bit more of that rock, classic rock feel style. Even the way the guitars sound, and all that kind of coming back. There's another band. I interviewed Mariah Formica. She's in Plush, and I think you guys would actually go great together too. She's from my area. We played a couple shows before she was in that band, and it's cool. I think there was even another band that it wasn't a girl singer, but it was a guy, but it had that classic rock feel. So it is, even though it's like 30, 40 years old, it is kind of coming back. And what do you think about that? Is that just what you like, or is that just what you guys kind of come together and play?
I feel like it started out as just a combination of everything. Because when we had our keyboardist who was writing on the album as well, who wrote through the whole thing, she was really into country. She was into country. Izzy was more into, I feel like, classic rock at the time, and then Taylor was into pop, and I was into metal. So I guess all of it combined just made what we had, and that's what happened.
Nice. What kind of gear you got behind there? I like to talk about a little gear here on the show.
All right, here we go. So I got my Pearl Session Studio Select here. Love this kit. It's like the middle line pearl, mahogany and birch.
Yep.
Sounds amazing. 24-inch kick, 13-inch rack, 16 floor, and 18 floor. And then I got my new snare here. I got a Superphonic, so 14 by 6.5.
Snare, though. You know, you need the
no,
St. Anger
it's not
snare.
the same. No. It does not sound like the St. Anger snare. I can assure you.
I remember it in the catalog, and I almost bought it.
Yep. Going for that sound.
Yep. Well, I think it was the only Metallica snare available, I think, those years ago. But so we got gear going on with Taylor over here too. What do you got going on over there? I see some amps and some.
Honestly, I wish you could say like be more cool like Aaron and be like this. No. But honestly, we've had this stuff since we first started. And so like we use this room mainly to practice, to rehearse, and definitely it's going through a renovation period for it to see. So most of this equipment is very well used. Mainly the Fishman amp that is behind us. The first amp ever.
That's the acoustic one, though, isn't it?
Yes.
Use it for electric?
No, we use it for vocals and for acoustic guitar.
Okay.
I wanted to join in on this. And then we do have a Kai. Is that how you say it? It's like it's like a piano, but it's for the studio, which we have like right here that we're on, that we're trying to sell. It's just there for decoration.
Okay.
And
just for the interview, everybody.
It's very random. Our room is very random. Okay. We have stuff all over this room. It's a loft, so it's like pretty big. And then my sister has what kind of guitar is that right there?
Oh, it was just the cheapest guitar you could buy. It's just a Squire Telecaster.
Okay. What was the one you played live with? I seen it. It was blue, but I think it was dark.
So my two main guitars that I play with right now, the one that you probably saw was my Kiesel. That one's custom made. A baby, I love that thing. And then I have my Gibson Les Paul that I got from Nashville when we were on tour. And it's like a black sparkle. It's so beautiful. Okay. And yeah, those are my two guitars that I use a lot.
Yeah, and most of the stuff that we do have for our music equipment, it's all we have a space downstairs where we keep all of our stuff. It's just easy to roll in and out because we're constantly moving our gear. Mm-hmm. So the space is more just for rehearsal.
We have a
very destroyed
electric drum kit.
That's what he was saying.
Over there, the
Elysis.
Yeah, I would show you, but
it's bad. And then we have a punching bag if anybody is enraged on this.
That's such a good idea. My old guitarist used to punch the wall.
Baby Yoda also over here.
There's so random. Oh, you can show that right there. Bring that little painting.
Oh yeah.
This painting's really cool. Again, I wish this camera was 360, but this is actually the album cover. It's a painting.
Yeah, it is. Yes. Yep.
Yes, this is the original artwork.
So you just kind of scanned it and then went from there?
Yes, this was painted for us, and then we uploaded it. The artist created it into like the actual album cover. So I guess that is the most cool thing that we got in here. So yeah.
So you guys have toured. Where are you at right now? Where are you from? California?
We're from Norco, California.
Okay.
I'm from Corona.
We're in the Horstown, USA.
What do you think of touring?
I love it.
I love touring. I want to go back. I literally could have done it for way
months.
long. Yeah, months. I could. We went for 3 weeks, and
it went by so fast.
It went by so fast.
It was just so much fun, and
there's nothing like traveling too, and like getting to experience like the world, you know. So that, and then on top of it, like doing what you really love to do, which is play and do music. So that's great.
How long of sets do you guys usually do? Like opening slots usually half an hour?
Yeah, half hour, 45 minutes. We do some 3-hour like cover gigs, pay for our stuff.
Yep.
So
yeah, we did
we kind of do it all.
Show, tour, but it honestly helped us out because it helped us pay for gas and stuff like that. So it definitely.
Well, you can try out things too, right? Because it might be in a smaller spot and be like, let's try this song. Maybe we'll do this another night. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What kind of vocal mic do you use? Shout out here. I'm supporting SITStrings here today. And then we have CAD Audio podcast mic going on and headphones. If you guys, I tell you, CAD Audio, these two companies really support independent artists. So go check them out.
Awesome. Thank you. I use a Shure microphone on stage, a wireless. I don't remember the number, but I've had it for a long time. I've had it since I was young. So
I think everybody does at first. They start with Shure, Sennheiser, and then they kind of go from there.
I wish I could be like more like, you know, this is, but honestly, yeah, it's really, I just use a Shure microphone. But honestly, I don't know if you've seen a picture of our bands, but I think the coolest equipment that I personally have is my microphone stand. It is a metal dozer, custom red microphone stand with roses wrapped around it. That's like my signature stand. So that for me, that's like my woo.
Yeah, every singer's got to have something like that.
Yes, exactly. So that's my thing that I love the guy who made it is an amazing like metal craftsman. He's just so good. He does microphones for like the biggest stars you've probably seen, like their microphone stands.
I've been on his website. I forgot his name, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I looked that up one day and I was like, okay. I go, it's probably real. Is it really heavy though?
Oh no, it's not at all.
Okay.
It's super light. I was actually worried about that, you know, and picking it up and if it was ruin like my performance, but no, it was fine.
Do you spin it or anything live? Do you go up and, you know, if the guys spin it?
Yes and no. I tried to do like some cool stuff with it, but I also don't want to like break it.
Yeah, true.
Because it was so expensive. I'm just like, but I try not to let it take away from the. I don't know how am I phrasing this. I try not to let it take away from the performance too much, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you don't want to be glued to it the whole time. Be like, I need this stand.
Exactly.
But it's hard when you're singing and playing. Unfortunately, you need that stand, and the stand is kind of the crutch. You know, I sing and play. I always feel like, because I play through the whole thing, that I can never get away from that microphone. You know, it's like, let's go off to the side and see what they're doing quick. Wait a minute, I got to go right back. This is a vocal part.
It is like the anchor. You're right.
Yeah, it's crazy. So you guys, we talked a little bit about Aaron's influence too. What are your influences vocally? And then we'll get into some teaching here.
Vocally, I'm right now, it's always changing, but right now I'm really inspired by Dorothy. I've always been inspired by Heart. And
I can hear that too. Yep.
Yeah, always been inspired by her. When I was really young, Celine Dion. So I know the big vocalists.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the first person I ever like sang like just in general. I was like 6 years old and I used to get up on the coffee table and just sing Celine Dion and annoy the crap out of my parents.
Did you watch the Titanic movie then too?
Yep.
Yep.
So for sure, big voices.
What about guitar wise? Oh, before that, I hear Pretty Reckless in your voice.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
for sure. I've heard people tell me that.
And Aaron, I hear Metallica a little bit in his drumming. I actually see Rick Allen from Def Leppard a lot too.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, back when I remember all the videos when he had two arms playing and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was watching you. I was like, okay, some of the fills and some of the mannerisms and stuff you do are kind of similar.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with learning the cover set, I feel like you pick up a lot of different influences just learning a bunch of covers.
Yeah. Oh
So,
yeah. What about the other one in the room here?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it definitely changes, like Taylor, like it changes a lot from who I'm inspired by, like guitar wise.
Uh-huh.
Because when we first started playing, we just played so many different covers that I was playing so many different genres that I didn't really have my own sound until I feel like I'm still trying to figure out my sound, but
It takes a little while.
it takes a while.
And recording will actually change it too.
Yeah.
Studio,
Mhm.
more songs you write.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm definitely getting more comfortable, especially with writing more songs right now. But I would say at the moment, this is hard because I'm stuck between two different guitarists.
Just say
really
both.
inspire me. Yeah, I'm just gonna say both. But Sinister Gates and Dan Sugarman are amazing. Like they are amazing guitarists, and like especially Dan, like he's just so good, and I love his style of playing, and those two right now I'm really honing in on. They're so
Okay.
good.
I hear a lot of classic rock people. I don't know if it's because of the riffs and
Oh
but
yeah.
the guitars are recorded very clean too.
Mhm.
And like maybe Joe Perry a little bit, Aerosmith, kind of those.
So, yeah, honestly, when it comes to our sound overall, our producer Michael has a very strong influence as well. And he would tell you too, like some of the people you mentioned, he'd probably be like, yep, because
Yeah.
for sure, he's
I
a
can
guitar
hear it in the song because I mix
Yeah.
and all that stuff too. I can hear it in the production that there's
Right.
somebody behind it,
Exactly.
because it's tight. It is tight, which is good. So we'll talk about the studio experience where you teach.
Yeah, no, yeah. So the studio it's pretty intimate. I love how like close it is to where we are. But the entire space is it's I don't know. The first time I walked in, I just felt so comfortable, and I love being in the studio. I feel like it's totally different than being on stage, and we get to just when we do record the music, you get to see it blossom into like what you can make it. I don't know,
Yeah.
to what you
Yeah.
hear. So that's cool. You could tweak things and see what you like, what you don't like, play with sounds a lot. So it's fun.
But you,
Huh?
so what about Aaron? Sorry.
oh man, it was a great. I remember when we started going and record, we have the producer. It's the producer. He's CEO of the company, and then
What's
he has
his name?
artist.
I don't know if we said his
His
name.
name is Michael Anderson.
Okay.
So he owns Rockstars, and then the artist relations is a drummer. And I become very close with him over the years, and he let me use this beautiful Yamaha kit. And all of he let me pick out a snare to use. I used the Yamaha Recording Custom brass,
Okay. Yep.
and it was just the drum sound was just so beautiful. He mixed them as well. It was just an amazing experience. Yeah, and I love to record.
What was it like? Because your two new songs are Trouble and Honey. I don't know if you probably recorded more and you're just waiting. You're waiting to release them.
Yeah,
Well, we got yeah.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Oh well, we got Honey and Trouble right now, and now I forgot what I was gonna say.
I like Trouble
Okay.
a lot. And I was gonna ask, well, talk about that song first.
So
The Trouble was.
Go ahead.
You go, Taylor. Just go Taylor. Just you talk first.
How about you, Aaron? And then I have another question for her. So
Two.
first?
No, Aaron.
Okay, I'm going
This is
first.
Radio Wigwam,
So
folks.
Trouble.
Internet radio.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go. So Trouble.
He's like, I don't know.
The drum aspect of it, because Taylor could get into the meaning of the song and everything.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
at least the drum aspect of it is very Stone Temple Pilots. And I actually used this kit right here, right behind me, to record that one. Because I wanted a bigger drum sound, like I was telling you about the sizes of them. I wanted something that was more massive, So I used that to record this song. And this is where my Brooks Wackerman inspiration really came out more, because I had more ideas of where to put this stuff. So yeah.
So what's the scoop behind the song here between the guitars and the lyrics?
So, Trouble is about a cheater. And I personally have never been cheated on. Thank God I've never been cheated on. But I've gone through a few betrayals in my life, and I feel like that feeling of being betrayed is definitely something that I related to, and I feel like a lot of people relate to. And when you first hear the song, you're like, this is about someone who cheated, right? It's very evident. But for me, it was a little bit more of like a diary, almost like a hidden meaning behind it. And the band knows what it's truly about, and I don't think I would ever reveal it, because I don't ever want to make drag names or make worse, make drama or anything like that. But it was a great outlet to put all that energy in, and it actually helped me get over a lot of what was going on, because all that energy, all that like rage, anger, I just put it right in there. And I feel like you can feel that when you're listening. And I hope that it like gets people amped up, and they're just like, and they get all that energy out. Because that's definitely what happened for me.
Yeah, and you don't always have to write lyrics of stuff that you have actually went through, you know what I mean? But as long as it's relatable somehow.
Yeah.
Like I've never been skydiving, let's say, but if I wrote a song about skydiving, you have to draw from somewhere what the song's about, what the feeling's about, and it's still okay.
Right. It's actually a metaphor, I feel like, because
exactly. Yeah.
And then lyrically, if you read the lyrics, it is exactly what happened, but you wouldn't know that unless I told you the story. Then you'd be like, I get why you wrote that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a metaphor, like most people would think, it's just about cheating. But then if I actually told you the story, you'd be like, oh, you know what I mean? So it's a little hidden meaning I have, and I like that about it. I like that it's almost like a diary, but people can relate still.
Do you work with the guitar riffs first with like Aaron, then do you add vocals or write stuff after, or is it all kind of together?
For this song, for Trouble, it was
different. It was for Trouble, it was a little bit different, because when we first wrote the song, we had the chorus already down. We knew what we wanted for the chorus, but personally for guitar, I never liked the guitar riff that we had. And it was not good. It was not vibing. It wasn't something that just grabbed your attention, which is like I'm super like anal about that stuff. I want it to be like a song where it just grabs your attention so easily, and it's so easy, and you can play. It's just something that grabs your attention. Yeah. And when we were writing the song, we already had the chorus down. We didn't have anything for the verses or, again, like the intro of what I wanted to change. So I told the band that I hated the intro part of the song, and then me and the producer started writing some things, and then we came out with what it is now, and then that's how it got with her melody on like the verse and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a back and forth kind of thing on writing melody with guitar.
Yeah. We almost scrapped it, but I personally really love the chorus. And she was saying she didn't like the verse. Eventually we rewrote it to make it even better, and here we are. So
that's all you need. You start with a good chorus, and you're like, how can we form something around this?
Exactly.
I kind of get pigeonholed in, you make the riff, you know what I mean? And then let's write around the riff. I think that's very old school. but maybe the concentration should be the chorus and then write stuff around the chorus.
Oh yeah, that's how we write a lot. We mainly focus on, I mean, both riff and choruses are like the biggest things to a song because you want to get caught with the riff, and then once you hear that chorus, you're like, oh my goodness, this is such a good song. So that's how I write, where I write a really open like a really open chorus guitar wise, so that she has a lot of room for melody. And then I create a simple and complex riff at the same time that still grabs your attention.
Yeah, and then for lyrics, I try to go based off what the music is feeling. So like if I'm feeling a certain way, I'll try to write to that. So honestly, every song's different. But for Trouble, it was definitely like what you said, riff, then lyrics and melody. You know,
sometimes it works good that way. The one song I did write down was The Flame, which is, what's that one about?
That was an interesting.
That one is just about like the feeling of, I guess, lust, and just a strong desire for someone, and you know, that first love almost, without it being too like crazy. Because I work with kids a lot, and like I personally wanted everyone to be able to listen to it. So I specifically with my lyrics was like, if we're gonna write something, you know, more, I guess, sensual, like I don't want it to be like vulgar in a way.
Yeah.
So I was like, we're gonna write it still like hot and like awesome and like oof, but with more of like attitude, and just it's cool, but like where everyone can listen to it and rock out with it. That's always been my goal, is like if my kids can like it, it's good.
There you go. So teaching, how long have you guys been teaching?
I've been teaching for 2.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've probably been teaching about a year.
And you teach guitar too, you said, right?
Yeah, I've been teaching guitar for
like beginning of this year.
Yeah, no.
A year?
Way before that.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
No, like it's been like a year. Yeah.
So, I mean, we talk about gear on the show and some other things. I have had one episode where it was all about teaching, and it was actually a drum kind of thing. So that would be a cool one for you to check it out. I think it was called the Drum Collective.
Okay.
I think they're based North Carolina, I want to say, something like that. But how did like with your students, like how do you approach teaching? Like, do you start with all the techniques? Do you say, I just want to go in and get those songs done? You know, be like, you really know the riffs, and you don't really know how to hold the guitar. And
oh yeah. For me, it's definitely something where I make it clear to like students, if they're new, that technique is a really big part of guitar, but to get technique is to continue to play in songs. So something that I do is I start obviously from the very basic, learning how to play chords and knowing just the basics of guitar, and start learning easy songs to learn rhythm and different like chord shapes, and just kind of going into that, because that will eventually lead to better technique with the harder songs you go into. So,
about vocally.
Oh. She I don't know if she
There's nobody there.
She was so mad.
That's always scary when dogs bark at nothing. You're like, oh.
Yeah. I think sometimes they see things that we don't.
I know. Anyways.
No.
I don't know if Aaron wants to go, but
well, how I approach drumming, it depends on how old the student is, right? If they're like, I have a 4-year-old, and it's just trying to get him to figure out what everything is and play just a basic, 2 and 4 beat, right? That's what I do with. But I've had older students as well who I move a little faster with, and that's when I'll get into like the detail of technique and how important it is and how much they need to practice it. And that's also, I get into a lot of rudiments and stuff. I love rudiments. So I teach them that for about half the lesson is about rudiments and technique, and the other half is what song do you want to play? Let's start figuring it out. That's how I approach it.
Yeah.
Might have to chat about that here later too.
All right.
Yeah,
Personally,
it's. Oh, go ahead.
oh no, I was just gonna say, like personally, when it comes to how I teach my students, it's pretty two. I take it two different ways because every kid is different, but usually split it up by technique and then just having fun, so making sure that they're enjoying it
Yeah, yeah,
overall. But I do want them to learn technique because even if they are just there for fun, that I just want them to take something away from it. And yeah, every kid is different. I have like a 4-year-old who I started when she was 3, and I was like, "What do I teach you?" But
let's warm
yeah,
up.
right. So honestly, we just have like a lot of fun. Like I just play like counting for her, and she just like stomps or like claps and like follows the beat, or like she'll sing a song from like a Disney song. It's stuff like that.
Okay.
And then yeah, I'll have like older students who are really more passionate about it, and then I'll teach them like performance, and I'll teach them how to stay healthy with their
Do you
voice and
use
not.
like a keyboard or something sometimes to keep the notes in line, or?
Yeah, so I usually use a piano to warm them up or stuff like that,
Okay.
but I'm not like perfect at it. I usually try and focus on just health overall, like keeping their voice healthy. And so
Yeah.
I train them
Yeah.
how to do that. It's very mental too.
What do you think about vocal straws? You ever use those?
Yeah, I use those. I call it the straw technique because like it really helps your breathing and all that, and
Okay.
your mixed voice. It trains your mixed voice. So I teach any student can do that, and they think it's so funny and fun. So I'm just like perfect.
Yeah, because it's kind of like mumbling. If you can
Yeah.
sing and mumble at the same time, you can do that.
And I always say too, it's like if you can blow through a straw and sing through a straw, then you're using your breath, and there you go. That's it. Because some kids they hold their breath and they don't
Learning
actually.
control, right? Yeah, between the
Yes.
chest voice and all the good stuff, the throat voice, the head voice.
Yeah.
Some people, especially if they're singing high, they're stuck in the throat
Mhm.
area up here. They don't
Yeah.
feel
So
like be
that's why
down there.
exactly. I always teach my students like number one rule, like never sing in your throat. That's like the number one rule that I was always taught at least. Placement is huge for us.
Yep.
So I don't know if you ever heard the vocal mask, but that's basically like what it is.
Okay.
So yeah, I try to train my students to not do that because I know for when I first started, it was like I could have gone a really bad way if I just kept going that way.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, bad techniques are really hard to change, especially if you're like,
Mhm.
I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's crazy. You guys, have you taken lessons since you were a kid, or is it more self-taught and just research?
Yeah, yeah, man. I was taking lessons for about, see, 5 years with the same teacher. Then I went to another teacher for um like a couple, maybe a year or two, and he taught me a lot of technique stuff, which was really cool. And then I
Okay.
went to you know who Greg Bissonette is?
No.
So
Maybe.
he played with David Lee Roth, and he's with
Okay.
Ringo Starr's All Star Band right now.
Okay.
So I was able to take a couple lessons with him, and he's a super cool guy. And he taught me just honestly, he went back to kind of the fundamentals of everything and kind of taught me more stuff I didn't really think about,
Yeah.
just about and then what
Sometimes you
it's
got to
like
go
to
all the way
be
back.
right, right.
Yeah.
And he taught me what it really is to be like a session drummer and the things that you have to know. So that was really cool.
Yeah, totally different than live. Totally
Oh,
different.
right, right.
We've had David Nestor on the show. Shout out to David. He's played with he does a lot of drum tech work. He just got off tour with Disturbed for doing their
Oh,
drum tech stuff. And he's a really good drummer too. He played with Aaron Lewis for a while.
oh wow.
And
Cool.
he knows all that. So we like to talk all about that. So I'll send
Yeah,
him if you guys shout me out on Instagram or Facebook, I'll send you some links to some of these guys and check them out. But
that'd be awesome,
David's
man.
a really good guy you could talk drum stuff with.
That'd be awesome.
He's cool.
Love doing that.
Yeah. So I don't always do this, but I'll ask like geez, I hit my light over here. I'll ask like a random question. And so I'm Italian. I love food, and it caters into singing because I know you can't just eat whatever you want before a performance.
Yeah.
But what's your favorite foods, and kind of like if you're gonna sing, what's going on there?
When it comes to singing, I'm kind of like you. I exactly what you said. I try not to avoid eating right before, but if I have to, I'll eat something like really greasy. So I love
Okay.
French fries. French fries are always go to.
Mhm.
Our favorite is In and Out. You can always find all of us at In and Out
Oh,
anytime.
really? We don't have one of those here.
Oh yeah, for us it's like the go-to. Like after every show,
It's 2 in the morning.
yeah, the only place that's open is In-N-Out, and it's always it's so good.
Okay.
So
I mean, I like sushi.
Okay, that's good.
I could eat that day and night. It's actually waiting for me downstairs right now as we speak.
There you go. You're like, gotta get ready.
yep.
Where's those sticks? Just use his drumsticks. That's all. I don't have
Yeah.
chopsticks. Use the drumsticks.
No, use drumsticks. Yeah, sushi's great, but there's this place out in Corona called More Curry. It's an Indian restaurant. Shout out to Nick who works there. But he is such a cool dude, and the food there is just unbelievable. Best chicken tikka masala I've ever had, and I was going there every day, multiple times a day sometimes. Just absolutely love it. So
Nice.
yeah.
You I know like vocally too, you have to after performance, you have to have protein or something to rebuild your vocal cords.
Good question.
Good
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Answer that, Taylor.
Oh, yeah, protein.
I'll answer it for her. She doesn't do anything. She talks. I'm like, Taylor, be quiet.
Hey, I'm getting better.
After a while, you got to stop that.
Honestly, yeah. Honestly, when it comes to food, I know I could do better, but I'm such a foodie. So anytime I can eat, I'm like, I'll eat.
Let's
Like,
just
you know
do
what I'm
it.
saying?
Yep. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Let's go.
When it comes to vocal therapy, though, I like have humidifier and then like tea, stuff like that. I was usually
Okay.
using that a lot on tour. The thing is, like, I gotta be careful with that because sometimes when you like overuse that steam and heat, it like dries out your cords. It's like I don't know, it's just like all that heat. It creates a
Yeah.
dramatic
You just need a little
dryness.
bit.
Yeah,
They
so
make
just
a
a
mist machine that there's no heat. It's just mist,
yes,
I think.
exactly. Like a humidifier, like it's not a humidifier, but it's like a air purifier almost,
Sort of.
right?
Yeah. Yep.
Sort of. I seen those at the NAM show, and I was like, I want one.
My vocal teacher has some. It looks like hospital mask, but you put it on
Mhm.
here and it's like a bottle thing filled with water.
I have that. Yep.
Okay.
So they have like nebulizers, and then like they have, which is I think no heat, and then they have
Yeah.
the steamer, which is the heat, which is good for like recovery, but like not right before a show. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, no, I definitely am like a little nerd when it comes to that. I want to try and make the most out of it, but yeah, just tea, stuff like that.
Okay.
You know, after a show.
So we got Black Rock Candy here at Radio Wigwam. Thanks, guys, for tuning in, everybody. Out there, we got a show, the Palangi Studio of Rock Show, every Tuesday night here. So you can make sure you guys tune in. Eastern time's 9 or 9 Eastern time. Over in the UK, which is where the station is 8. I think I'm the only US DJ out there. So everyone always gets confused. And I'm like, I'm Eastern time. It's all good. But it's cool. Sometimes we do talk to artists and stuff over there, which is kind of neat too. And there's actually like an award ceremony we do every year too in January. And sometimes we have acts play for that kind of stuff. And we add songs on the radio and all that good stuff too. But I haven't been over to Europe. And he goes, you got to come over this year. He goes, you got to play. Like, I don't even have a passport, man.
No.
But if you guys ever come to New York or surrounding area, I'll look in and I'll stop by. We'll grab some pictures or something for the station, hang out and
Yes,
exchange some
that'd be great.
ideas or whatever. Maybe I'll even bring my guitar. I'll try to do a show or something with you guys or something.
That'd be so cool.
That'd be cool.
Similar style. I'm a little more hard rock, but I could do that stuff too.
Hey, we like everything.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, any last words of wisdom or advice you could give artists like yourself, kind of starting out now? You made a leap, right? You're in a management company now. Where do you see yourself going from there?
I hope more tours. Yeah, more tours, getting our music out there. And as for like advice, I feel like just take it as it goes, learn as much as you can. Don't be cocky and think you know everything because you don't. You'll learn everything, something new every day. It's we've been learning since we were 11, 14, and we still are learning so much. So yeah, for other artists that are doing it, just take all the advice and enjoy it, have fun with it. So yeah.
Yeah, I'd say adding on to that, don't be humble, and also don't complain about it because you're lucky to do it. So I don't know. That's what I would say.
Stay
My
grounded.
my advice, as always, is YOLO. You know, you only live once, so that's my motto.
Okay. All right there. So thanks guys so much for being on the show here. And we'll make sure you follow all them stuff, social media, you know, the Instagrams and all. I think by now when you say social media, people know where to look up people. But
Right.
as I always say, if you like a band out there, indie, whoever, download their music. Don't
Mhm.
just stream it, but download it because it helps us artists out so much more than portions of a penny. We appreciate the streams, but download it.
Right.
Yes.
For sure. Or buy merch, CDs.
Buy merch, CDs,
Go to
t-shirts,
shows.
Merch.
Yep.
guitar picks
You
somewhere.
can find all of our merch at blackrockcandy.com as well as our shows at blackrockcandy.com. And yeah, like you said, all our music, you can just, of course, stream it, but of course, download it. iTunes, you can see us Black Rock Candy.
There you go. Thanks everybody very much. I will see you later.
Thank
All
you.
right. See you later.
Yeah.